Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry for the way I sound. I've been sick the past few days. I'm still not fully 100%, but I went and saw this movie before I actually did get sick. So just bear with me with how I sound. Still very nasally. Sorry about that. Afraid is the newest sci-fi horror thriller movie that just was released by Chris White. Sorry if I said his name wrong. I really don't know whether to call this movie a thriller or a horror movie. I mean, technically, I believe it is a sci-fi horror movie, but when it comes to horror, this movie doesn't capitalize at all. It's more on the thriller side, but I guess sci-fi thriller isn't good enough for these people, so they said, you know what, let's add the horror genre in there instead of thriller. The movie tells the story of this family who gets this AI tool and adds it into their house, and basically her purpose is to help, make their lives more convenient, only to later find out that the AI only wants to interject into their lives and instead just being, a simple, machine, and instead wants to be like, their new mother. Yeah. What could possibly go wrong there? This movie is relatively short, just like this review is going to be, because honest opinion, anybody who has already seen the trailer has already seen the movie. This movie is very, very predictable. Anything you probably can think is going to happen in this movie, it does happen. It doesn't also change the fact that we already had the Disney version, Smart House, come out back in 1999, so we kind of had a small little taste of what this movie was. Only difference is that this one's a little bit more realistic. It's such a shame, though, really. I mean, this movie was very well casted, in my opinion. And, I mean, they did a really good job here. Both, John Cho as well as the other actors in this movie. But, I mean, when you get a story like this that's very, very predictable and you know what's going to happen and you know what the antagonist is doing, I mean, things don't real that really doesn't make the movie any better. I mean, I don't really like movies that are very predictable like this one because I like to be surprised here and there. And let's just say the jump scares that they added in here, you could see them coming far away too. Maybe what could have made this movie a little bit more terrifying is instead of making the AI sound like a female, maybe instead make it sound like a male, kind of like Hal. Because in my opinion, Hal 9000 still has the most terrifying voice for an AI. This movie essentially is playing off the what if statement. Like, what if this did happen? Because essentially this kind of technology has been incorporated into our lives that we, rely on it and use it so often. So we start thinking like, what if this technology like turned against us, or it started trying to interject itself into our lives more than we wanted it to? Because, I mean, we all fear that at one point, that technology will one day say that it doesn't need us, to survive, or it needs to do this to make our lives better and more safe when it's not something that we want, and it will do it by force then if we won't cooperate. So, I mean, it really plays on that motive as well. That's the main motive here for this movie to play on when it comes to a sci-fi horror movie or thriller, whatever, like this one. But essentially, it's still a very predictable plot because it's always the same plot in a nutshell, just with different technology. Overall, Afraid just doesn't live up to the hype. I'm only going to give it a C here. If you're into these kind of movies, don't waste your time going to see it in theaters. Just wait till it comes to streaming services. Alright, well that just about wraps up this review. If you guys have seen the movie Afraid, please comment here and down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, you can check out here more on my channel. And always remember to stay epic.